Okay, quick video for anyone in school or college with a couple of study tips and a couple of nutrition tips and a couple of training tips that will hopefully move your performance in the classroom to the next level over the coming year. So for anyone coming through my GA youth program at the minute, you guys know that there's a study module in there, talks on how to break up your study periods. So you're optimizing using quality over quantity for your study periods. You're using foods that are going to enhance cognitive function, your omega-3s, and making sure that you have everything from your nutrition covered. This works the same for people that are in college. So this whole video, I'm just going to talk on a couple of tips that's going to help move your performance and your study to the next level. The beauty of getting your nutrition and your training in alignment with your specific goal physically, so if you're a GA player, improving your performance or changing your body composition so you're getting leaner or you're getting bigger or you're putting on more muscle, is you're going to have a beautiful side benefit of improving your energy levels through the day and improving your brain cognition using the right foods. And then after that, I'm going to talk on a couple of study tips that will apply, that are in my youth program, that you can literally plug straight into your lifestyle right now. So number one is your nutrition. Using real quality foods, so whole foods or real foods that aren't processed, that aren't takeaway, that aren't in packets to a large extent, using good quality foods, your whole grain bread, your natural peanut butter, your real Kerrygold butter, your tuna, your chicken, your potatoes, your vegetables, your fruits, your nuts, all of these real foods that you can literally take and they're easy to prepare and you can bring them to school with you are all going to not only improve the way your body looks and performs physically, but you're also going to improve the way you perform mentally, because you're going to reduce the amount of inflammation in your body, which can have a result in reducing the inflammation in your brain, which means you can concentrate better and retain information better. When you're eating crappy food, if you think of your body like a petrol and diesel for a car, if you're putting crappy fuel into your car, it's going to break down and it's not going to work as well. Whereas if you put really good quality petrol, really good quality fuel into your car, it's going to run smoothly. That's how your body and that's how your brain is when you go back to school. When you're using foods that are going to improve your performance on the pitch and improve your performance and improve the way your body looks, it's also going to improve the way you concentrate in the classroom. You're going to keep your blood sugar levels stable, so eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, keeping blood sugar stable through the day, using good quality foods, is all going to improve your ability to concentrate better in the classroom. So once you have that ticked off, the next thing then is going to be your study tips in terms of using quality over quantity when you study. Sometimes, and I remember when I was in school, and to a degree in college is probably when I learned this more, sometimes you're better to have quality breaks in study than go 6 hours straight through. Normally what happens is, and you've got to find your own window where your concentration is your best. Some people will concentrate incredibly well for 45 minutes and then they start switching off and they're looking out the windows. I'm in that bracket. I get about an hour before I have to go for a walk or go for a workout or go for a meal, and it allows me to reset and then come back to the study period again. So sometimes you may be someone that may take 2 hours to do this. However, if you're doing 6 hours straight and you're doing a long period of study and you're not retaining the information, you're not remembering it, it's probably worth putting in some study hacks in the middle of your session so that you're able to get better quality sessions in less time. So, for example, assuming you've covered everything on your nutrition, you're using real foods, the foods that are in the GA youth program, you're making sure their concentration's at its optimal level, you're using omega-3 supplements if you need it, you've got good oily fish, your DHA, EPA, all these things that are going to improve concentration in your brain and reduce inflammation in your body and brain, you're using that. Then study hacks where you break up your study periods so you're getting optimal performance. I have 2 of these that are in the program that will hopefully work a lot for you. Number one is eat the frog first. So Brian Tracy has a great book called Eat the Frog First. The premise is that if you eat a frog first thing in the morning, the whole day is going to be better. There's nothing that could be worse than eating a full frog first thing in the morning. Do your worst subjects first. When you're at your freshest, and if you hate maths or you hate English or you hate Irish, study that first when you're at your freshest and you're at your peak, because you're getting it out of the way then. We generally don't need as much motivation to study the things we love. I remember I hated studying maths, I hated studying different subjects that I was doing, the languages I wasn't amazing with, but I loved science, I loved home economics, and I loved English. So I never had to motivate myself to study those subjects. So do the one that you dislike at the beginning, and then it's going to be easier to motivate yourself to do your favorite subjects towards the end. That, on top of chunking up your study periods, is going to work tremendously well in terms of retaining and retention of information. what I find is when I'm studying for about an hour period, after an hour, my brain starts to go and I'm looking out the window and I can't concentrate as much. So sometimes just going for a 20-minute walk, doing a quick body weight workout at home, even going for a meal or listening to some music for 20 minutes that just switches you off, and then coming back to it can allow you to refresh and then take in more information again. So what I would advise you do is find your sweet spot when you're stopping, when your concentration generally isn't as good. Is it 45 minutes? Is it 2 hours? And then when you find you're not focusing that well, structure 20 minutes away that you're going for a walk, you're listening to a podcast, you're doing a workout at home, or you're doing something that's non-study related, that's not completely taking you off track. Like if you go and talk to your mates, you may get caught up and next thing you know you've missed 2 hours and you can't get back and you've lost those 2 hours of study. So do something that's in your control. So something like going for a walk, doing a workout, listening to a podcast, something that's a set amount of time that's going to refresh you and then come back to your study. That means that you're probably going to start retaining more information in a 3-hour period than you were doing 6 before, because it's quality over quantity, and it's about what you retain and it's about what you're able to retrieve back. That's what makes study so effective, and the people that do their best in their exams are people that are able to retrieve the information. That comes down to having quality study over quantity study. So hopefully you guys get a lot of value in this video. If you know anybody that's back to school, or any of your mates or children or cousins or friends that are in school at the minute, particularly those in exam years, tag them below. I hope the video helps.